Okay, what is your name, please?
Arthur Thomas,
And you're from where?
Springfield, Ohio.
Okay, I see that you had an exhibit set up down here. Tell me about your exhibit.
Okay, I'm a member of the African American Genealogy Group of the Miami Valley of Ohio. And we're a bunch of small towns, not large enough to have a African American genealogical group in any of those towns, so we've combined over a 9-county area and formed a group of the Miami Valley, which encompasses that 9-county radius, and that's what we're here.
So why was it important for you all to do this?
One reason is that there was a lot of African American history in those small towns as free persons of color. We have outstanding documentation on our ancestors being in Ohio before Ohio became a state in 1803. And we weren't in the books in the library, and we weren't in the at the forefront of the information in the other genealogical societies. So we formed our own group to get the word out about African Americans in the Miami Valley, and then the natural extension of that through our membership is we pick up research possibilities and members from across the country who have Ohio roots or have migrated out of Ohio into other parts of the United States.
Now, do you know where the name Miami Valley came from?
The Great Miami River, which runs into the Ohio River at its southernmost point, and it goes all the way up to Lake Erie. And coming down that riverbed is the Miami Valley, and that's where we get our name, from the Great Miami River in Ohio.
Now, that's not the same river that runs through here, is it?
I didn't know that there was a Miami River here in Fort Wayne.
You know what I'm thinking? We have a Maumee River.
Maumee.
And Maumee was Maumee because the French couldn't say Miami or something like that.
Okay. Well, I think the Miami tribe was along the Miami Valley, along the Miami River, along with the Shawnee. And when part of this displacement of Native Americans came about, and in Ohio in particular, and they were pushed westward, they came over into the Indiana area, Maumee, because we have a Maumee River that feeds into the Great Miami River in the northwestern corner of Ohio, which I think equates to the northeastern corner of Indiana. So that's where our Maumee and Miami connections may come into play.
So how long have you been doing this yourself? How long have you been interested in tracking your roots?
I've really always been interested in family history, but I didn't actively start my research until I retired from the government in 1987. And it took me a couple of years to debrief myself, so to speak. So I started earnestly doing genealogical research in 1989 on my family, and then it just naturally progressed to African Americans in my community. And so I've been doing it about 20 years now.
So I would assume that as you were making with your research, you were probably opening a lot of people's eyes, because I've seen people that don't believe that that there's any records of their ancestors, almost prior to themselves.
Exactly. If I may, I'm a member of the Ohio Genealogical Society, and one of their lineage groups is First Families of Ohio. And if you can prove your documentation to a resident of the state of Ohio prior to 1820, then you can become a member of their First Families organization. And this is proving your relationship to that individual generation by generation from you back to the period before 1820. And in my case, I can go a little further, and I was able to get into their elite organization of proving ancestors in that area prior to 1803, when Ohio became a state. And these are people of color. And I wanted to get this story out to the larger community to say, hey, I've been here as long, if not longer, than most of y'all, so to speak. And that's my goal, to spread the gospel of the documentation of people of color in my area and then throughout the United States and the world in particular.
So how does it make you feel when you run across African Americans who don't care?
I really feel sorry for them. And the old cliche is you don't know who you are, you don't know where you've been if you don't know where you're going, and all of that type of vernacular. But I just feel sorry for them, and I want to help them. I want to help them. A lot of it is about self-esteem. And once you find that your people and your family in particular has a history, then something is wrong, I think, with you if you don't want to search out that history.
Okay, so last question here. So with your doing this for this many years, how has that helped you personally or intellectually know more about yourself? I mean, how have you felt a sense of fulfillment after doing this?
It really comes down to being able to relate the history of our family lines to my children, my grandchildren, and soon my great-grandchildren, who are now 7, 8, 9 years of age, who are starting to ask questions: who are we, where are we, you know, and I'm able to show them this was your ancestor, and, you know, militant. Hey, you have a great-great-great-great-grandfather who protested the passage of the Fugitive Slave Law in Columbus, Ohio in 1850 with another group of colored men. So, you know, the fist in the air, and that's nothing foreign to you and your family. And you've been a part of the fiber of America, and you need to know that. So that's my personal gain from learning about my family, is to be able to express it to my children and my grandchildren, and now hopefully my great-grandchildren.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. I really enjoyed that, Eric. I appreciate it.
Okay.